Hello, I'm Joanna, and I'm thrilled to announce my candidacy for Westwood School Committee. Thank you to Westwood Media for the opportunity to introduce myself to you today. It is with gratitude and a sense of purpose and responsibility that I seek this position. The town of Westwood does and should expect a lot from its elected officials, and I intend to exceed your expectations. Growing up, my parents stressed the importance of education and a strong work ethic. From my mother, I gained my moral compass and my sense of justice. From my father, I learned the benefits of using logic and reasoning when making big decisions. A quality education and a strong foundation helped me reach my potential. I have benefited from the support and mentorship of people who believed in me and saw me for who I am. I earned my master's in global communications from Emerson College, and I've spent the last 20 years in communications at Harvard and MIT. It's my job to translate academic research, which can be dry and confusing, into compelling stories. My story is our collective story. Every child should have a strong foundation from which to thrive. And that requires a school system that educates the whole child, ensuring that every child feels a sense of belonging and is taught to their fullest potential. We already have one of the strongest school systems in the nation, and it's important that we build for the future while sustaining our academic excellence today. My husband Patrick and I have lived in Westwood since 2018 and moved here because of the excellent schools that our two boys now attend. Tim at Thurston and Danny attends Downey. We have been all in on Westwood. I'm the co-chair of Thurston's PTO, leading and building community activities for families and students. Patrick coaches the boys' sports teams and taught improv comedy mini courses at Downey. I've spent months preparing for this race by talking to you. What do you value in our community? What challenges are you facing? And it's abundantly clear to me that we each have a compelling story to tell and that we have a shared vision. We want our students to excel both academically and socially. We want them to graduate prepared to compete and succeed in the world. We want transparency in strategic planning and financing so that we can keep up with the growing demand for our schools and invest in responsible and meaningful ways. We want our students to be good humans, to think critically, to be curious, to have the confidence to find their path. We need our educators, school committee members, and district leaders to be committed to these values and to lead with tenacity and courage. At MIT, I see the end result of a strong academic foundation. Students who love to learn, who challenge convention and tempt failure. Students who seek out new perspectives and collaborate with respect and curiosity. So how do we ensure that Westwood continues to develop these types of students? It doesn't happen by accident. It takes a commitment to sustain and move forward. We all know that the pandemic was extremely difficult, particularly for our children. And while the policies that were put in place were necessary, we must acknowledge the negative impact they had on our children's mental health and own the responsibility of building them back up. If elected, I promise to protect our investment in social and emotional learning. These efforts will not only improve academics, but will reduce bullying and help our children recover from these deficits. By deepening our focus on inclusion and applying the recommendations of the district's equity audit, we will support all our children with what they need to thrive. I've also heard from you that district communications can sometimes be too much, not enough, and even sometimes confusing. If elected, I'll bring 20 years of communications expertise to work for Westwood, focused on being direct, transparent, and easy to understand. Above all, I promise to show up, to listen, and to take action. I attend school committee meetings regularly, and I have voted in nearly all municipal elections. I recently mobilized a community-wide effort to advocate for an increase in our Chapter 70 funding from the state. And the outcome? Last month, we learned that Westwood is slated to receive significantly more funding through this program. This allowed the committee to ratify our teachers' contract and pass an operating budget with a historic 5.8% increase without impacting our taxes. This is a great example of local advocacy making a difference. I'm proud of the education my boys are receiving here in Westwood, and I'm in this race because I care deeply about this community and I'm passionate about public education. I promise to put my curious and collaborative mindset to work for this town. I will lead with compassion, logic, and intention. We are Westwood. This is our story. Thank you.